Excuse me, is anybody sitting here? Sorry, this seat's taken. Sorry.
100 episodes later, and we are here at the second year anniversary of This Seat's Taken podcast. Pretty excited to be here, and to help me to celebrate this stepping stone, I got Fernando coming back on.
What's up, guys?
Fernando, you've been a big part of this podcast. You were a big part of the reason why this podcast even started, because like formerly you did have your own podcast, which I had a good time being a guest on before. You're the former host of Little Shy, potentially might be coming back. I'm gonna throw that out there in the universe. You were on for the second episode. We were just talking. This is like your maybe fourth or fifth time on the podcast.
Yeah.
If it was up to me, you'd be on like every episode. But you're not a big movie guy, and I want to test you that later.
No, I watch here and there.
Here and there. You've been to the movies a lot last year?
Not as much as I would like to, but no, not as much as you, obviously.
Yeah, he goes like, let's go to the movies on Christmas Day. I was like, oh, cool. We're gonna go see the Iron Claw or something. He's like, no, let's go see the new chick flick.
Dude,
anybody but you.
Anyone but you. Can we talk about it?
We could talk about it. Yeah. Before we get into that, like, I just want to give people what to expect in this episode. There's not gonna be any new movies. We're gonna be talking about like the first 100 episodes, the goods and ups and downs, and I want to be changing things up a little bit. We're going to be talking about whether the podcast is going to go in a new direction a little bit. We're going to play a couple games, and we're going to be announcing the new winner of the $100 AMC gift card later this afternoon.
$100.
Yeah. So I mean,
damn, bro, you must be doing good if you're giving away $100 gift cards.
You got to fake it till you make it. Yeah. So, we went on Christmas Day. This is the first time I really ever went to the movies on Christmas Day.
That was fun. It was a cool tradition.
Yeah. I'm excited we did it. And then we went to go see Anybody But You, starring Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell.
Yeah, who cares about him?
Shut up. He's one of my favorite actors of 2022. He's a great actor. I'm excited for him. I hope he gets bigger roles and not just chick flicks.
Yeah. Because
I think he talked a little bit on the last episode. Like, that movie definitely used those actors specifically for their bodies to rely on.
Yeah.
But I ended up laughing a lot more than I thought I was going to.
It was a really good movie, man. Like, I think at first, like, you were kind of, were you hesitant or were you just like,
No, I wanted to see it. Well, mostly because of Sydney Sweeney.
Oh, of course.
But but the plot line it's so cheesy. Yeah, I told you it's like a Disney Channel like plot line. Yeah. Mixed with like 50 Shades of Grey, I think I told you. Yeah. But like there are some like Glenn Powell was way funnier than I thought he was gonna be. Yeah. Gaeta was in there from Dave. He was pretty funny and chill in there. I like to see his acting career take off a little bit more. Her dad, I can't remember his name, but he's a big actor. Mm-hmm. But I didn't really care for either of the parents in this one.
Yeah, I think overall it was I personally like I like rom-coms, so I really liked the movie overall. And like I said, I mean, I wasn't sure if like you wanted to watch it, but I think it was just cool that we went out and like watched like on Christmas Day. It was pretty cool. Yeah,
half the reason why I like enjoying movies is like you're gonna find a movie whether anyone your friend likes it or not. Like, but the part is just going to chill, like hang out,
and the
like,
experience.
The experience, which lead me into the number one question I get when I tell people about the podcast or ask them to come on. Is why? Thanks for that. Why am I doing movie reviews? Why did I stick with movie reviews in the first place?
Yeah,
you had a podcast with your two friends, which I loved. Little Shy, shout out Randy and Juan. And you guys were just talking about topical stuff, like stuff that you see on Twitter or stuff going on in the news, which I love that idea. I love that idea a lot. I didn't really have an idea for having on a guest. I mean, not a guest, like a permanent co-host. Mm-hmm. If anything, it would have been you, or I ended up starting my own podcast with other co-hosts like Brandon, Glenn, and Joey. The Dolly Parton podcast, which
R.I.P.
That was a great experience. I'm happy for that. But this one, I felt I was in more control of. I like the idea of sitting down and talking about movies. I've always been a big fan of movies. The first movie I think I have a memory of going without my parents, like just going with a friend, was Iron Man in 2008.
Okay.
I remember it was one of my best friends at the time, and we went and the theater was packed. It was like maybe opening night, maybe opening weekend, if anything. Yeah. And it was packed, and it was just a cool, thrilling experience, especially like any superhero film. Like, you get that energy from the room. Everyone's like all cheering, and especially Iron Man. Like no one's really seen anything like that at the time. Yeah. It was a cool experience, and since then I was hooked on movies. I love seeing movies. I love seeing dramas. To me, what makes a good movie is like if you just walk out the theater and you just feel anything. I don't care if I feel happy, excited, sad, angry. There's movies that I
Makes
walked
you
out
feel
pissed
something, yeah.
off. But that just makes me think it's a good movie. Like it did what it's supposed to do, and there's so many great movies out there right now, and there's a lot of other movies that I like to shit on too.
Yeah.
But whether I go to the movies a lot by myself, which is not a bad thing. I think everyone should try it at least once.
I love it, bro.
It's pretty relaxing.
Yeah.
But it is pretty dope to go with somebody, just so you can have that bond experience, that walk to your car. You know, the whole theater experience is pretty sick.
Yeah.
A lot of the reason when I was coming up with the idea of what to do with a podcast about, like I said, you had your own, and it had me thinking about what I want to talk about my podcast. And I love talking about movies. I have my coworkers all the time. I talk to Earl, the last movie I just seen. I have the AMC card pass, so I go like 3 times a week. So, you know, I'm seeing a shit ton of movies already, and I have no life outside of that.
I mean, it is your life, you know.
It is my life. I love doing it. I'm not going to change it or anything. But movies have got me feeling all kinds of emotion that I probably would never have felt to have. I felt like I got to experience a lot more stuff. And then, but what about movies? I felt like I've always grew up with depression, not realizing it. It's something that I realized when I got older. 2020 is when it hit me really hard. I felt like I've talked about this. I was a guest on somebody else's podcast, and I dove deep in my emotions. And but long story short, 2020 hit me hard, and I just felt numb all the time, and it was pretty scary. And then like when I started this podcast idea, I think it was fantastic for my mental health. It gives me something to focus on, productive. And this podcast has brought a lot of experiences that I never would have done before. Oh yeah. Like I go to the movies a lot more often, but not just that. Like I've reconnected with old friends that came on this podcast, like who I haven't talked to in years. I just like hanging out with people like you. Like we went to the movies all the time. It was pretty fun. I like that experience. There's so many more stuff. I've reached out to influencers. I've had a couple on my podcast before, and that was sick, and that was fun. I've talked to people who I never thought I'd talk to before. And it's still a goal of mine to get like bigger and bigger people, because there's a lot of cool people out there who movies is a whole culture and stuff. Like there are fans out there who dive deep, which I like to watch their YouTube channels. I'm just a movie nerd. I feel like I could talk about movies all day, every day. I have a great time doing this podcast. I have no intent on stopping, and I'm really surprised I lasted 100 episodes, honestly. When I started this podcast, I had no idea how long I wanted to go. And then I just kept really pushing through, even though like there are some points in the podcast where I'm not really happy with like the views and all that. Like I kept pushing through, and it's still like good for my mental health. Like I like writing down schedules. I have people coming on. I like coming up with questions, and it's a real fun time to talk about on the podcast.
No, that's awesome, bro. If anything, like, you know, I'm super, super, super proud of you, because I mean, with 2 years of 100 episodes, I forgot how long my podcast lasted. I think it was 2 going on 3 years. I think we made it to 50 episodes.
Yeah. So it's because like you guys did seasons, right?
Yeah, we did seasons. So like we took a break in the summer. So for you to hit 100 episodes, I think that's amazing, bro. And
doesn't even feel like 100, Anna.
No, bro. And I think that's cool. And I like how you have it. You have everything on paper, and I think that's super, super cool. It's like old school. It kind of like makes it feel like, I don't know, like super legit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You talking about my notes I got right
yeah,
here.
Like your notes are all on paper. You have everything ready.
The biggest reason I got that is because like I'm fortunate where I have a job where I have some downtime, and I just write down in my job where I can come up with ideas. And that's gonna be leading me like. It's easy to talk about a movie, like when I write down my notes on like the likes and dislikes and like key scenes, and talk about some actors and stuff like that. Yeah. But that's gonna lead me into our new segment. Now that we reached 100 episodes, I've decided I'm gonna be shifting the podcast a little bit more. Okay. It's gonna be movie reviews still. It's not gonna be all movie reviews like how every single episode was. There's a couple of reasons for this, and what it's gonna be. It's more about pop culture in general, where I'm going to be talking about like anything and everything to do. Like there's episodes about TV shows, video games.
That's cool.
You know, certain celebrities and just updates on Hollywood in general. It's going to be a little bit. I have a Super Bowl episode I'm in the middle of writing.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's going to be a little bit different. And there's a couple of reasons for that. And the biggest reason is like I've talked many times on this podcast before about the actor strike and how actors and writers strike, wherein it pushed everything back into 2024. Like everything's spread across, and something's got canceled, and so it's gonna be dry this year. I think there's not gonna be a whole lot of new stuff. The January and February, I checked out the rosters of movies coming out. There are some good ones, but none that I really feel a whole lot worthy talking about on the podcast. Like, I'm not gonna shit on any movies. I'm still gonna watch them. But thanks again for that.
Can they hear that?
Yeah, I can hear it. So then, but it's gonna be a little bit drier, and I'm just using that as an opportunity to grow and expand my audience members, because like my biggest audience right now is people who've seen that movie I'm specifically seeing.
Yeah, but you know what, bro? That's kind of basically what all this is all about. Because when you start like your first like 5 episodes, I feel like you really, not that you didn't know what you were doing, but it's
like the first 20 episodes.
You know what I'm saying? And I think it's meant to evolve, and then you learn from your mistakes, and then at the end of the day, like if it's always the same, I feel like when you change it, you can get a new audience.
Yeah.
You know, people are like, oh, you know what? I really like that stuff. For example, like if you do, like you said, you're going to do a Super Bowl episode, you know, you're going to attract a whole new audience, people who love football. Or for me, like, I don't really watch football, but I'll always watch the Super Bowl just because I like, obviously it's basically a holiday. You know what I'm saying? I like the whole party thing, the food, but I love watching the halftime show, and I love criticizing it. Like I will critique. I love critiquing it.
You're just a hater.
No, I love critiquing it. I shouldn't have said criticizing. I love critiquing it because I feel like as a dancer, or like as a whatever you want to call me, like I love watching it. I just like, you know, at the end I'll rate it on a scale. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like everybody watches it for like different reasons, but all that stuff brings in a new audience. So I think that's really cool that you're going to be doing that stuff.
Yeah, and you know, we talked about evolving. Like this podcast has evolved like 3 or 4 times. Like the beginning of the podcast, like the first 5 episodes, like I was sharing a microphone with me and my guests. Like I didn't know how to do any of that. Like
we were like in my room.
This is like a learning experience. Like I learned a lot of stuff through you, through my friend Brandon, a lot of stuff on YouTube, and I'm still learning a lot. I can't remember when I started videoing it, but that has been a game changer too. I feel like I've been. It's a lot editing. I don't like by myself. Dude. I'm sure there's a way easier way that I'm doing it, but that's gonna be something to go. Like you see, like I have a whole setup now. Like I got these whole microphones. I got the whole setup, like backgrounds in this room. I keep talking about the podcast studio. It's gonna be coming eventually. It's just
everything comes, bro. Everything comes at its own time.
And then you know, I finally got new microphones. I finally have to learn how to use 2, and then I think I have like 4. Like I can use 4 at once now with no problem.
Damn.
This podcast, it's just a learning experience, and I'm so grateful for it. I want to talk about the Super Bowl. You just mentioned like you critique the halftime shows a lot. I like the halftime shows. I love the halftime shows. Just when you go back and watch them, they're not the same when the first time you're watching them. Like take Rihanna's halftime show.
That was okay.
If you were to pluck one of those dancers and put them just like on the street dancing the same way they were dancing, like they look stupid as fuck.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, because it's a halftime show, they look cool. And the outfits look stupid, but
it was okay.
How do you feel about Usher's coming up?
I'm excited. I'm really excited because I'm a dancer.
Yeah.
So I'm really, really excited to see that one. But like what I don't like is like sometimes things will be hyped up. So I always want them to meet their expectations. You know what I'm saying? So I hope he meets the expectations of everyone.
Yeah. This is like a preview when I'm going to be talking about the halftime show, which is like it's mostly going to be like halftime shows, commercials, performances, maybe some predictions, because I guess I have coming on our football fans. And you know, I like the anticipation of the halftime shows. Dan, you just mentioned you're a dancer. Like you've been busy a lot. Like you finally settled down, and then once you started settling down, it's like you picked up like 2 more quinceañeras.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of another reason why I stopped doing the podcast. But
because you were busy.
Yeah, and it's like not that I could do both, but at the end of the day, like I had to choose like what is it that I really wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of just focused on the quinceañera. It's basically like like how you are with this. This is your life, basically. Like the quinceañeras are my life. You know?
Yeah. I mentioned YouTube a little bit too. Like I want to get into more video and be more involved in TikToks. I'm still in that cringy where I don't like seeing myself on camera. I hate watching myself and I hate editing myself.
Just upload them and never watch them again, bro. That's it.
But the hardest thing is TikToks. Like I want to get on the trends, like the 2024 brackets of the movies. Like when you're like this movie, that movie.
Oh yeah.
I'm cringy. I don't like doing that stuff. I recorded a couple. And I was like, I can't.
Sometimes you have to do it, bro. Like the crazy thing about like social media is like sometimes. Like you just have to do things that are trending in order to start trending. You know what I'm saying?
And it's cool. Like when I see people, random people I don't know like it, but then like I said, someone commented. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what is it?
Because like there was like a trend that I saw where it was like someone posts a picture and it's like when they're gonna go to a concert and it's like, oh, what are you doing October 5th, and then you swipe and it's like the poster of the concert.
Yeah.
So it's like I did that one time and I was like, this is kind of cringy. I actually deleted it yesterday, but I was like, but those stuff, what you do if you do something that's trending, it's what's gonna be popular. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
build your audience, do cringy, trendy things, and then once you have your audience and your followers, then you can do whatever you want.
What stuff do you think I should talk about on the podcast? All right, I could tell you, like, I got a handful of episodes already written and ideas written down. But I'm just, not just you, just the audience in general. I want to hear back. What do you want to hear on the podcast?
I mean, I'm big on pop culture. So I think like if you talk about like the whole, you can still do movies,
Yeah.
but I think you should do like movies like with pop culture. So
It
maybe
is,
talk
like,
about like the art. Yeah, go ahead.
Because right now, like, how it's formulated, like, I haven't talked about the new movie that's coming out, and I have my guest on, and I have them pick a second movie to talk about, and then we just review them. And I do drop a little, like, Hollywood insider stuff in the
Yeah.
middle. But this one, I think it's going to be more focused on just maybe one movie, and then talk about other Hollywood stuff around
Yeah.
it, and talk about, like, good facts about it. Some episodes aren't going to be about movies at all. Like I said, I have a Grand Theft Auto episode I'm writing right now.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and then
Dang.
so throwback movies are still gonna be part of the thing. I'm not gonna get rid of it because that's the core of this podcast.
Yeah.
Is movie reviews. I like talking about movies. Yeah, but I just want to hear what you think I should talk about.
Yeah, like I mean I like what you're doing. You talk about the movies and then maybe just go ahead and talk about like the actor, the actress, and like what they're doing in their life, projects they got coming up. You know what I'm saying? Like so I think I kind of like what you're doing so far.
The episode right after this one, it's already recorded. It's gonna be a look into 2024,
Mm-hmm.
where I have a guest on and we just talk about all the biggest movies we're excited about, the television shows, concerts, etc., and stuff like that, and games. So that one's I'm really looking forward to release because I have my friend Brandon Cole on. He was great. And as far as guests goes, like I'm extremely grateful for every single person I had on. I have people like you, like who've come on multiple times.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot to ask of somebody to go to the movies
Yeah.
and talk about it within 3 days. Like it's I'm super grateful for knowing like I've had people tell me no, which I can't hate on.
Well, at first it was hard because you would have us watch like 3 movies.
yeah. I think that was like till like the
Yeah.
first year. 3 movies is a lot.
That's a lot, bro. Like
Yeah.
2 movies is like still
People who came out of that first year I'm super grateful for.
Yeah.
And then for the influencers, I had another couple of podcast hosts or TikTokers on this podcast, and I'm really grateful for them. There are a handful of episodes that I'm extremely proud of.
Yeah.
I love some of the episodes, and I know the feeling. I know there are some episodes that are dry, but still, I'm happy that I had those out there. It's a learning experience, and
Yeah.
I know a lot of the times where I can see spikes of my views, like which friend has more friends that support them, and then and a couple people who the idea of having a different guest on every day is like I can attract your friends this
Exactly.
episode,
Yeah.
and then so forth from there. Hopefully keep them as an audience member, roll them over, and to do that, I need you to promote it and share it and stuff
Exactly.
like that. But I
Yeah.
have some people who on here who don't do
don't
anything
do
with
it.
it. I was like, that's the whole reason why I
Yeah.
had this on.
I mean,
And it's big people too. I don't want to name drop.
no, I know exactly some of the people you're talking about. But you know what? It's hard because some people they're just on here for fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like they don't
and it is fun.
understand that. Oh, you want them to share it, and you don't want to be like, hey, can you share this? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So, and I
And
get
it's not
it.
like I'm doing this for money. Like I said, it's for my mental health, and it's a great
Yeah.
hobby. And I love doing it. I just love talking about movies. It's a fun learning experience. And like I said, I've had a couple of I've reached out to a lot of influencers. Like
That's
no one
pretty
has,
cool, yeah.
no one has the right to say no one's obligated to reach back to me and stuff like that. So like I have been left on red a lot. I have been like no answers, but there are a couple people who are nice enough to say like,
Yeah.
hey, like I'm so busy right now, but maybe we're something in the future. Like at least some acknowledgement.
Yeah.
And it just says a lot about their character. And like I said, I've been on a couple podcasts myself. Yours, Just Justine's podcast was I think just started back up again. I've been in talks with this other Kyle Clifford, who's been on there. Shout out his podcast with him and his girlfriend. We've been trying to work out something a little bit with that too. So I'm grateful for I'm flattered when people to be on their podcast,
Yeah.
especially to talk about movies. Just Justine podcast. She was one of the first biggest gets I had, and she's mostly for like psychology stuff
Yeah.
like that, mental health, addiction and stuff like that. It's a very interesting podcast, and I was grateful enough to be on her one of her first couple of podcasts. And I was grateful for her to be my first big get on it. Like
Yeah.
it was very dope. And just from there, I'm still trying to get more big podcasts. I would love my biggest goal, and I'm putting this out there right now. My
Put it out there,
biggest
bro.
goal on this podcast is to get Straw Hat Goofy on this one.
I don't even know who that is, bro.
I'm sure you know who he is if you see him. He's all over the place for
Straw
movies.
Hat Goofy.
Yeah, he's all over the place right now for movie media and stuff like that. He hosts red carpets.
Okay.
He's just like a big nerd. That
Is he like an influencer?
I would say so. Yeah.
But what I think is cool, bro, is like when you go on to another podcast that has nothing to do with movies. You know what I'm saying? Because that way it's just like you're out of your comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, he does look familiar.
Yeah, he's big on TikTok. But my biggest goal is to have him on this podcast.
Yeah. Have you ever reached out to him?
I want to get bigger before I try to reach out to him.
Okay.
And the hardest thing is like we're located. Well, I'm located in Indiana.
Yeah.
A lot of the people I follow are on either coast.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of hard to be involved with them because
Yeah.
they do it in person, which I do through Zoom calls a couple times, but like that's just not as personal.
Of course.
But I'm still grateful. I've done a couple of Zoom calls like with the influencers I had on here, which is dope.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Who knows in the future? Maybe do a special trip to LA.
No, yeah, bro. I've been thinking about it. You know, we've talked about it a couple times actually. You know what I'm
We
saying?
have
We have. But
to
wait.
do something. Another goal of mine, maybe not this year, next year, is to go to the Sundance Film Festival.
Oh, dude, my friend. I have my friend. I told you he lives in LA and
Yeah.
he's like in the industry and he goes to film festivals all the time.
Yeah.
He does like he showed me all his stuff that he does. Bro. I think next time he's in town, I feel like you got to meet him and he's really cool guy. He's super
Yeah.
chill, but like, you know, just to like talk about his experience, it's cool, dude. Definitely like for you, just he invites me all the time to LA. He's like, oh, come to LA, but you know.
Okay.
Just
Yeah, I don't know.
just
But
don't
okay.
make it happen, you know.
LA would be sick too. It's sick too.
But I think it'd be cool to go to like a
movie
YouTube
premiere.
convention or like a not Comic-Con, but like a creators event. You know, an event filled
Yeah.
with creators, TikTokers, you know, influencers, people who do podcasts, and that way you just like meet people and just, you know, share experiences, share notes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's cool to hang out with people who do the same thing as you. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So that way, like, you guys could just like bond and you learn from each other.
My biggest thing, like I wish this every single time I go to the movies, if someone would just like one of the workers recognize me. I'm sure they do, but they
It's
don't
never
say
happened
nothing.
to you,
I'm sure they like, oh, here comes this guy again. But they never say anything.
bro. That's hilarious. Because when I do quinceañeras, I'll go. Let's just say I'm doing like at a venue. I'll go and they're like, "You were here last week," you know. It's like, yeah. Or I go to the bar and the bartender's like, "Oh, I know you," you know. What
Yeah,
I'm saying?
I think it just sounds like you're an alcoholic.
I'm sure they recognize you, bro. I'm sure they
I'm
recognize.
sure they do.
you.
And
Yeah.
the coolest thing about this podcast, hands down, I did get recognized, and you were there for that. Remember at Byway, one of the cooks there.
Yeah,
I never knew him,
yeah.
and I got recognized from this podcast.
I remember that.
and that was pretty.
I bet that made you feel good, huh?
that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. Didn't have me ask me for an autograph or nothing, but no.
But hey, it's one step at a time.
No,
bro.
that was very cool. I'm
One
very
step
grateful
at
for
a
that. I have a couple people on this podcast, like Greg and my friend Brandon Cole, who's been on a handful of times, who really enjoy movies just as much as I do. And those conversations I have with them are great. Like every time you hear me on the podcast, those ones go a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Just know, like I'm still talking to them about movies like half an hour after the podcast is
Yeah.
over. You know, so they're gonna be a big part of the podcast this year.
It's awesome.
And another thing I'm going to be more incorporating in this podcast is more games. I'm going to be
Yeah.
playing with more guests. The biggest one I have coming up. Well, I have a couple for you today, but I have one for a couple episodes. It's going to be the Mean Girls episode.
Dude, I'm excited for that movie. You're not.
Do we need another Mean Girls movie? Probably not.
Nah, honestly,
Do we
no.
need a remake?
Some movies don't need remakes.
Do
and
we
that-
need a musical version of this? Probably.
Is that what it is?
It's a musical.
Bro.
I don't know. I'm gonna watch it because I love the original Mean Girls, which I think is a lot of the reason why
Yeah.
everyone's gonna be seeing it. Is it gonna be highly receptive as the first one? Probably not.
But some remakes I like. For example, like I liked that '90s show a lot.
I liked it.
I
That
liked
was
that
pretty
'90s
cute.
show. I liked the remake of High School Musical. They had like a series, High School Musical,
I
the
never
musical,
seen
the
them.
series. I mean, it's
Because I'm a grown-ass adult. But
yeah,
yeah.
I mean, so am I. But some remakes are cool, you know. But some of them are not so cool.
Yeah, most of them I would say aren't cool, but
Yeah.
yeah, they get lucky sometimes. This Mean Girls one, the one reason I'm talking about, I have a game for that one. Like, guess who said this quote in the original Mean Girls? So I'm excited to play that.
Well, that's a good one.
My guess, and I want to get the audience more involved. So I have a handful of games like that planned
Yeah.
for a lot of these episodes.
And those are cool for like reels and TikToks because you could clip them. You know what I'm saying? That's what
Yeah.
brings people in.
So I have a couple games for you I want to play with. The first game I have is the highest grossing movies of all time.
Of all time.
The top 10.
Of all time.
I have the highest grossing list of top 10 movies of all time here right now. And I want to see how many you can guess is in the top 10. And I'll tell you how much they made too.
All right, so this is like all time. So that's like from today to like BC.
Sure. Yeah. If they're
All right.
making movies, then yeah.
I feel like the first ones are going to be easy. So,
There's a good handful on this you should be getting.
all right.
Some
So,
might surprise you.
so 10 you said?
Top 10.
10. So top 10. So I'm going to guess Titanic.
That is on the list as number 4 right now.
Okay.
Making over 2 billion.
All right, so we're going to guess Avatar.
The first Avatar?
Yeah.
Yep, that is currently at number 1.
What about number 2?
Number 2 is on there. Is number 3.
I'm doing good, bro. It got to be a Marvel movie. We're going to do Infinity War?
Infinity War is on there as number 6.
Endgame?
Endgame is on there as number 2 right
Damn,
now.
bro, I'm 5 in a row. I
Yeah.
got 5 left. All right, then that's going to be a little harder. Is there any more Marvel movies on there?
He's giving it away, but there's 2.
2 more?
2 more.
Black Panther?
Nope.
Oh, shit. I said Infinity War, Endgame. Is it Civil War?
Nope.
No, damn, I'm guessing too hard. Spider-Man?
There's like there's like several Spider-Man movies.
Spider-Man 3?
Which one? Like
With
Tobey Maguire? or
Yeah, the one with the newest one, the newest 3.
No Way Home?
Yeah, No Way Home.
That is on there
Okay.
as number 7.
Damn. So I got what, 3 more? I think.
Yeah.
Is there another Spider-Man?
No, it's
on
4
there?
more.
Oh, 4 more. Is there another Spider-Man on there?
No, there's not.
All right. Is there any more Marvel movies?
There's one more Marvel movie.
One more Marvel. Iron Man.
No.
Damn.
Maybe hint Iron Man is in the movie though.
What did I say? I said Civil War, Endgame. Did I say Endgame? Yeah.
Yeah.
Infinity. What other movie is he in? You said no more Spider-Mans?
No more Spider-Man movies.
And he's in it. I don't know, but okay, I'm gonna take a break from the Marvel.
Okay.
What other movies? So then,
one,
one of
two,
them is
three.
Marvel, and then 2 more are not Marvel.
There's 3 more not Marvel.
3 more that are not Marvel. Damn. I'm gonna guess.
One of them I know you've seen. I know you've seen it. The other 2, one of them I might think you've seen it. The other one I know you haven't seen it.
I feel like these are all newer movies too, which is
They are.
crazy.
They
and
are.
they're like out of all time.
I would say 2010 and up, 2012 and
Damn.
up.
So another Marvel movie, and Iron Man is in it. What could it be?
All right, skip on the Marvel one around. Think
All
of
right,
other
skip-
franchises.
Other franchises:
this
Lord
one-
of the Rings,
No,
Harry Potter.
no.
Damn, what the heck? Lord of the Rings.
As soon as I'm saying it, you're gonna think it's so obvious.
Ah, man. So it's like a franchise type thing. Like there's multiple.
There's 2 in a franchise.
2. Huh.
Not the same franchise, but they're
Anyone but you?
no,
Just kidding.
no.
Oh man. I feel like I'm just thinking too hard.
You are.
I don't know, bro.
All right.
I'm gonna give
so
up.
I'm gonna go down the list,
All right, go ahead.
starting at number 10. The one you didn't get was the Avengers, the first
Oh,
Avengers,
duh.
coming in at 1.5 billion. The Lion King, the live action in 2019,
That
is
one
on the
was-
list as number 9.
Are you
Is
serious?
1.6 billion.
Bro.
Jurassic World is on there as number 8 with 1.6 billion. Spider-Man No Way Home is number 7 at 1.9 billion. Avengers Infinity War is just a little over 2 billion. Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, is a little over 2 billion.
Really?
Titanic is still at 2.2 billion. Avatar: The Way of the Water is on 2.3 billion, I believe. Avengers Endgame is at 2.7 billion, and recently Avatar took back the throne as the highest grossing movies of all time at 2.9 billion.
Wow. I did good.
You did very good. You
Yeah.
did very good. Like I said, I don't even think you've seen Star Wars. So,
No, I've never seen Star Wars. I've never seen any Star Wars.
I've seen a couple. Star Wars is not my thing.
No.
I'm sure if I grew up in that era, I would love it.
No, I've never seen that one
Uh,
Star Wars. I didn't see Avatar 2.
You haven't?
Nope, not the second one. The Jurassic World one. I think I saw which one was the newest one? 3?
Yeah, because you were on this podcast
Dude,
for that movie.
That movie was so bad.
But the first one was very good.
I heard the first one was really good though.
Uh, the reason Avatar is back at number 1 because it's been dethroned like 2 or 3 times.
Who does it get dethroned by?
Avengers.
Oh,
Avengers
Avatar
games.
1.
Avatar 1 keeps going down, but it came back up recently because they re-released it in theaters.
I did hear about that.
Right before Avatar: The Way of Water came out, so that pushed it back over the limit. So now it's currently sitting at number 1.
I gotta watch that one, but I feel like those movies are cool like in the theater
They are in the big
or
screen,
like in a really cool TV.
yeah. The theater definitely adds a different experience when you're watching the movies.
Yeah, I watch movies on my iPad, so
To you,
the experience is different.
I like it because like some movies I do like watching subtitles.
I'm a subtitle guy.
Yeah, and you can pause it, and the movies like I kid you not, like I've hurt myself holding it so long because I do not like getting out of my seat in the movies. You can't.
No.
That's a party foul. Did we just talk about movie theater etiquette real quick? Because I feel like I was with my mom in this last movie. She pissed me off. Her phone went off, and it was a packed theater. And then she's like on her phone, and the brightness is fucking bright as hell. I was like, Mom, turn that shit down.
That's why I always have to sit in the aisle,
I like sitting in the aisle.
or like I mean, if you're with your family and friends, then it doesn't matter. But like the aisle, I always use the bathroom before. My brightness is always down.
Yep.
Like if I have to check my phone, like I'll check it. Like if someone texts me, I'll check it just to see if it's an emergency.
That's
or
why I
not.
like my Apple Watch so much.
Yeah, but like if not, like I'm not gonna be on it, like just casually strolling, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
What else? Those are my rules.
Snack guys, like I like drink. Like if I've seen the movie like already in the theater, and this is my second time watching it, I have no problem getting up and going. It's like I know which part which is slow.
Yeah.
But the first time watching it, like now, like you have to be sitting down the entire time.
Yeah.
And I cannot stand when people talk. There's a rule, like this has happened to me a handful of times where I'm the only one in the theater, or like there's like maybe 3 or 4 other people in the theater.
Yeah.
But there is a rule, like do not sit within 5 seats of me, front, back, or
There's, like,
side
all
of me.
the theater, like you just.
I've
pick
had
next
people
to
come
you.
sit like within 2 seats of me. We're the only ones in the theater, or someone sit directly behind me or in front of me. I was like, "What are you doing, guy?" Like,
Yeah.
because I like to sprawl out if I can. Like I'll put my
Exactly.
feet on the seats.
Yeah.
Can't do that if you're somebody in front of me.
Exactly.
I hate our AMCs because they're not updated. I like one of those
Bro.
ones with the like recliner seats.
Yeah.
And sometimes that is dangerous because like, I fall asleep. Or I won't fall asleep. I've seen people fall asleep. But sometimes like, dude, like, I wish there was more legroom and stuff.
I think our AMC is like the only one in the area that's not updated. Because if you go like out of like if you go to like Orland Park, they're updated. If you go to like Valpo and Portage, they're updated.
Yeah. Well, those aren't AMCs.
But oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
They're all Cinemarks, right? Or what is it
So,
called?
one of Valpo is at least. The other one's like I can't remember what it's
Marcus
called.
Theater?
Marcus, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Marcus is pretty sick.
But what I mean is,
they have
like,
a nice bar
yeah.
area.
But our theater is not updated.
Yeah. Have you ever went to the bar in the movie theater?
I have
Like
a
in
couple times.
AMC's?
Yeah, I have.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never done it.
Yeah.
So like I feel like it's like $8 for a beer.
Yeah, I mean, who cares? That's how
I
it is at a
care.
that's how much it is at a restaurant.
No.
Well, over the summer we went to that cool one in Wrigley.
We did. Yeah.
we didn't talk about that ever, did we?
I talked a little bit on that episode. And there's a TikTok on it too that I made.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you did the video. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool theater because they brought the food to you and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's a cool
That's
experience.
decent food.
That's another thing I would go this year. I want to try cooler theaters.
Cooler theaters.
In like surrounding states.
Yeah.
There's a couple in Indianapolis that I've been to.
Yeah.
Next game. I have a 20 question game for you.
20 questions.
For those of you who don't know how 20 questions work, is I think of something and Fernando, I'm thinking of a movie, specific movie that I know he's have seen or at least heard of.
All right.
And he has up to 20 questions to guess which movie I'm talking about. And
All right.
we're going to be doing vice versa afterwards.
Vice versa. Oh, so I got to come up with them like off the top of my head, basically, right?
The questions?
Yeah.
I mean, I did give you a heads notice like a week ago, so you had like a week to think of these questions.
I got you. Don't worry.
So I have a movie in mind. If we talked about it, you
Okay.
said you were going to see it. This is a big hint. I don't know if you have seen it yet.
I've
but
said that
you
about
know
so
about
many
it.
movies.
All right, you can go with your first question.
Oh, I go first?
Yeah, you're guessing which movie I'm thinking of.
Oh, that's it? That's your
That's the game. It's 20 questions.
So, okay, so hold up. So what you just said right now, that was your hint?
Yeah, I really didn't have to give that to you.
Damn, bro.
You have 20 questions to figure it out.
Okay. Oh, I get it now.
Have you never played 20 questions before?
I'm tweaking. Okay. Let's see. Is it a newer movie? Like they came out in 2020. It's not a newer movie?
Not a newer movie.
Dang. It's not a newer movie, but I said I was gonna see it. Actually, is that a question?
I'm not counting that because I'm
Yeah.
not going to answer it.
So it's not a newer movie. I feel like I know where this is going. Is it like a classic film?
To most, I would say it's a classic.
It's classic. Is it like a violent movie?
I wouldn't. There's violence in there, but none like where like it would turn people away.
No. Huh. Is it before the 2000s?
No.
It's not, so it's after 2000s. All right. So it's after the 2000s. It's a movie I said I would watch. Damn, this is hard, man. Is it like an action movie?
There's action in there, but I wouldn't label it as
Damn.
action.
Huh.
There's so many good questions you could be asking right now too.
I'm trying to think of like.
Right now you're at 4.
I'm at 4. Still got a lot more. Let's see. I said I was gonna watch.
We only have an hour.
Let me see. And it's real live actors. It's not like
Yes,
a cartoon,
it's
right?
Correct. So I'm counting that as one of your questions.
Bro, I'm doing so bad right now. Let's see. It's not a newer movie. What the heck, bro?
You've been alive for 20 something years, guy. Like you've seen all these movies.
So it's a movie that's been after 2000s. Let's see.
That's still 24 years.
Is it a superhero movie?
No.
It's not a superhero movie. All right. Damn. It's not a superhero movie. Shit, bro. This is hard, especially when you're on camera. The pressure is on. Let me think.
You're overthinking this. So just start asking any question.
All right. Is the main character a handsome guy?
I would not consider him a handsome guy.
All right. Let's see.
That's just me personally, though.
True. Oh man, it's not a superhero movie.
What kind of question was that?
It's not a superhero movie. Let me see. Fuck. Have you talked about it? Have you reviewed it on your podcast?
I actually have not yet. I've been waiting for somebody to pick it, though.
Damn, bro. How many questions is it?
You're at 8 now.
Still got a lot more. So let's see. What else, man? Let's see. Is it a romance movie? Is there like a romance?
There's a romance in there.
Is there romance in there?
Yes.
There's a romance in there. There's just so many movies in this world, man.
To start narrowing them down, like ask genres or actors or something.
I'm trying to think of is Leonardo DiCaprio in it?
No, that was a very specific question, but no.
I was thinking about him since the beginning for some reason.
No.
That's why I asked for a handsome guy.
You're at 10.
Let me see.
And he's for people just listening. He's on his phone right now.
I'm trying to like just look for movies. I don't know, bro. Like, how many more I got left?
You got 10 more.
10 more. Is it scary?
No.
Damn. Okay. I was like, we're going somewhere. It's not scary. It's not scary. Is it like considered like a class? You said I already asked that one, right? Like a classic film.
Yeah, you already asked that.
Then what was that? What'd you say?
I said yes. Or just most people, it's a classic.
Most people, it's a classic. Huh.
Most people our age.
Most people are. Oh no, but Leonardo DiCaprio's not in it. I was gonna say 21 Jump Street. Let's see, a classic for us. What else? Damn, bro. There's a romance in it. Let's see, it's a classic for our age. How about this? Did it come out within the past 5 years?
Nope.
Damn. So it's before that. All right. How many am I at?
You're at 12. You have 8 more.
12, 8 more. Let's see. This is tough, bro.
It's really not. I think you're making it a lot harder than what it is, guy. You're asking like all the wrong questions.
Oh man. Is it? Damn. And I've talked to you about watching this movie?
We've talked about it,
We've talked about it.
but we also had like a million conversations.
That's true. That's true. Is Robert Downey Jr. in the movie?
No, he's not.
Damn. Because I was thinking about, I was like, I think we talked about that movie.
You're fucking 13 now, guy.
Dude, I'm just gonna say random shit. Is man, let me see. Good movies.
Oh my goodness.
Good
God.
movies. I'm trying to think. Is it like on a streaming device right now, or do you know?
I have seen it recently on the streaming device.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. No, that's after 5 years. I was gonna say, fuck, bro.
Yeah, it's older than 5 years.
Older than 5 years. Is damn. Man, people are gonna just skip through this part.
They are, because you're like running. I thought this was gonna be a fun, easy game.
No, bro, this is hard.
And like I said, I talked about this with you over a week ago.
Ah man, let me see. Is the girl hot?
I had a crush on her at the time. Yeah, I had a crush on her. I don't think everyone's gonna agree with that, but
So she's pretty.
yes.
So she's pretty. The girl's pretty. Damn, bro. Is it?
So much for making this into a TikTok. You're taking so long.
Yeah, bro. I'm sorry. I don't even know what else to ask, dude. Let me
You're
see.
at 14. You have like 6
14,
more.
15, 16. All right, here we go.
You do the math.
So it's a drama, you said?
No, I didn't say it was a drama.
Action?
No, you already asked that.
And you said
No, it's not. There's action in there, but it's not labeled as an action.
it's not labeled as an action. All right. Shit. Honestly, bro, I feel like giving up, man.
You gonna get tap out?
I'm gonna tap out.
Dude, it was Nacho Libre.
Bro, I've never seen
And we talked about it, and you said you were gonna watch it. I said
that's crazy. That's one of your favorite movies, isn't it?
it is a good
It
movie.
is your favorite,
I
is
just
it?
watched it the other day. It was on my story the other day.
That's crazy, bro. I would have never guessed that. I was thinking over
You
here.
were asking horrible questions.
I was asking horrible questions. I was. Have you seen that TikTok where those guys like ask?
Yeah, that's where I got the idea from. But
Yeah.
they're way better at playing it
Oh
than
yeah,
you are.
they are way better, bro. This is harder than I thought, bro. Nacho fucking Libre, man.
Now you gotta go home and watch it, dude.
Yeah, maybe I'll watch it. We'll see.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
see.
It's on Amazon Prime right now, I believe.
All right, bro. Now,
All right.
is it your turn?
Now
now?
it's my turn to guess a movie
right.
that you thought of.
I got a movie in mind.
All right.
I already got it in mind. I got
Um,
my phone to fact check just in case.
Is it 2010 or newer?
Nope.
2000 or newer?
Let me double check, but I think no, it's not.
1990, between 1990 and 2000.
Nope.
1980, 90?
Mm-hmm.
80 and 90. Wow. Is it a sci-fi?
No.
Is it a rom-com?
No.
Action?
It could be considered. It could be considered actually. Yeah, I guess.
Back to the Future?
No, I've never seen that movie either.
Oh my goodness. All right, I'm already 8. I'm fine.
Yeah,
by
you
these.
count for you.
80 and 90. Is it a franchise?
No.
Wow, that makes it harder. Is it comedy?
No.
Drama?
It could be drama.
Fuck, I'm already at 11 now.
It's hard, right?
Are the main actors, have they started anything recently?
He's recently.
Yeah. You said at the top of your head, probably not then.
Recently, not really.
Okay.
No, recently, not really.
Does it start Arnold Schwarzenegger?
No.
Fuck, I only got 2 more.
Really?
Yeah,
Already?
I think so. No, I got like
No.
7 more.
Yeah.
starring Tom Hanks.
No.
It's going off your last question. Is it Leonardo DiCaprio?
No.
Is it a holiday movie?
No.
Fuck.
It's hard, right?
Is it, Will Smith in there?
No.
Is it Aliens in there?
No.
Fuck, I got two more. 1980 to 1990. I'm surprised you even know any movies of that era.
You're gonna be like, bro. Once I say the title, you're gonna be like, what?
Have I talked about it on this podcast before that you know of?
That I can't verify that.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not counting that as a question then.
No, that would be a question.
Fuck.
Now you know how I feel, bro. Now you know how I feel.
Yeah, but these are better questions than yours.
Is he handsome? Do you got
Have they remade this since?
No. You have two more, right? Now you have one more now.
Yeah, one more.
One more.
Was it like Dirty Dancing or something?
No.
Damn. What is it?
Scarface.
Oh God, you just seen that the other day too. Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Was it made in the 1980s? I thought it was 70s.
1983.
Okay.
See, it was hard, right?
That was a good
It
one.
was hard, though.
I would go again, but I don't want to waste another 15 minutes with you.
I feel like, no, you'd be wasting time on me, but I feel like if I
Yeah.
asked you, it'd be better.
No, I think I pushed it way back enough for people to stop waiting too. But I did a giveaway. It lasted like a week and a half, maybe, for a $100 AMC gift card. For a couple of reasons. One of the biggest reasons, celebration for 100 episodes.
$100.
It doesn't feel like 100 episodes have gone by. And I'm super grateful for everybody, and thank you for everyone who participated in this. Where all you had to do is follow me, share the post, tag a friend you wanted to go see the movie with.
Mm-hmm.
I have cut out everyone who entered names. So, sorry, excuse me. You could have entered more than one time. Some people took way advantage of that, which is cool. I'm not mad about that. And I put them in a bucket, and I'm gonna have you, Fernando, pick out a name because I don't want that heat that they didn't get picked.
Wait, am I allowed to win?
You're in there a couple times.
I'm in there?
You're in there a couple times.
Okay. You want to go ahead and do it right now, or?
Yeah, I just want to say, like, there was one person who was nice enough to tag me in the movies that they want to go see me with, so
Oh, really?
I just want to say I'm rooting for that person. Like, they were the only one who thought of that.
That's pretty cool, man.
So there's like over 60 names in there.
All right, guys, here we go. So once again, thank you guys to everybody who entered. Hopefully, the winner takes you to the movies.
It's a $100 gift card. So it could take me and like
Yeah,
5 other people.
hopefully the winner takes you and buys you snacks. That'd be I feel like that's just be the best thing to do, because it's $100. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
So right here, I have a name, right here,
Okay.
and it looks like the winner is Hannah B.
Wow. Okay.
Is that Hannah from work?
It's our coworker.
Wow, Hannah
Wow,
B.
congratulations.
Congratulations to you. You are the winner of.
It is fair. I did not pick it. I did not rig it.
No.
Everyone's name is in there. Fernando picked it.
Yep.
She has entered a couple times as well.
If I would have picked again, I would have picked Joey.
He's in there like a third of the fucking entry, so
He would've
I'm just
looked
kind of
too
surprised
bad.
he's not in there.
And then if I picked again, Hannah B won again.
See, it's meant to be.
Damn.
Meant to be.
Meant to be.
But
Hannah B.
congratulations, Hannah B. I don't want to tell her she won right away because I told her she has to listen to find out who won.
Yeah, you should tell her. Listen.
So thank you for everyone who entered. In the future, I might do another giveaway. I might try to do something a little bit different.
$1,000 next time.
If I got donations, if I got somebody to sponsor it, I would. AMC to sponsor me, that would be pretty sick.
Dude, that'd be amazing.
Other than that, I'm excited for where the podcast is going to be heading. Like I said, there's going to be brand new things coming up. I'm still going to be doing movie reviews. I'm still open to a lot of people coming on the podcast. More than
Yeah.
likely, if someone asked me like, "Oh, they just have a chance to win and be on the podcast," we like honestly, you just ask me. More than likely, I'll put you
Yeah.
on the podcast.
Yeah.
Talking about new movies coming out. Is there any movie that you know you want to go see for sure next year? This year?
This year, I know for sure I want to watch Mean Girls.
It's coming in a couple of weeks.
I know. I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna.
Are you like a little bit more disappointed now that you found out it's a musical?
I never knew it was gonna be a musical.
Yeah,
I just thought it was
they
gonna be
don't
like
really portray that in
a
the
complete
trailers.
remake. Just like how you told me Wonka was a musical.
Did you see that yet?
No, not yet.
Oh, that was pretty good.
Let me see. I have forgotten the movies that are coming out, but I know I watched Mean Girls for sure. Let's see what else is coming out. Let's see, Mean Girls, Joker.
Joker 2 is gonna be a big
Yeah,
one.
I
I'm
want to
excited
watch
for
that one.
I was a big fan of the first one. And I
Yeah.
think it just came on Netflix too. I'm gonna go watch it
Yeah,
tonight.
I like that a lot. That's all I can think about off the top of my head. Like I said, like you said, Garfield. I would watch that.
Shut the fuck up! Out of all these movies coming out, you're gonna go see a animated cat. I hate Mondays. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Wicked.
That's anticipated. That's supposed to be coming out like for years now, and I think because COVID got pushed back, and obviously Ariana Grande she's super busy all the time.
Yeah. So what is she gonna be in it?
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
This is a part 2, right? If I'm
I'm
not
not
mistaken,
sure.
right?
No, I'm excited though. Wicked. I've never even seen. I don't know what it is. I never seen it. I mean, I know what it is, but I've never seen it.
I think this specific one is based off a play that's coming out. Actually, Mean Girls too. This Mean Girls is based off the play version of Mean Girls,
Okay.
and Mean Girls is based off a book. So like,
Okay.
it's a whole lot
Got
of
it.
media. of
But
Mean
yeah,
Girls.
I mean, there's no movies I can think of off the top of my head besides those.
I'm excited to go to the movies a lot. Like I said, January and February kind of dry. I'm going to be doing Valentine's Day episode, and I'm going to be talking about rom-com, so you can drop your suggestions too.
Anyone but you, dude. I love that movie, bro.
Have you gone back to seeing it?
I want.
I legit,
I would go.
I
Right now.
DM somebody
go
who
right now?
asked me. I asked them, like, would you want to go see that guy? I didn't want to ask you because like I give you shit for it.
I would see it again for sure.
I definitely will watch the streaming. I kind of wish it would hold off a little bit till Valentine's Day.
Yeah, that would have hit. Oh shit, my bad. That would have done really, really good for Valentine's
But I guess
Day.
it's Christmas. It's still a good time for
Yeah, it still
rom-coms to
did
come
as
out.
good. Yeah.
There's a lot of good single girls in there that
Yeah.
went to us. There's a whole group of them. I haven't seen that many people. Like, you should have seen one to Magic Mike last year. There's a whole like 4 rows of just women like
Older women too, right?
Yeah, like they just came off from work or something. It looked like. There is a movie that's dropping. Or I think it dropped already, but because it's starring Jonathan Majors, it didn't get a lot of
Ooh,
clout. I think he plays like a male stripper in there. I think, but like no one's talking about it. No one's even heard about it, and it's a lot to do with his convictions recently. I think that's all I have for this episode. I'm super glad you came on this episode, Fernando. Like, so you're on the the second episode. You definitely helped me out. I really hope you come back to podcasting. That would be pretty sick.
I'll do something. We'll
But I know you're super busy in the summertime with your quinceañeras, and I want to do more experiences this year. Like I said, you can come with me when I try out these new theaters. There's a couple conventions I have my eye on that we can go check out too. And you're a big content creator, so you know what you're doing.
There's a lot of things that we want to do. Like we've tried doing in Chicago. There's like a movie theater that's like on the rooftop.
Yeah,
We've
talked
always
about
wanted
that.
to do that, but
Yeah.
it's hard.
In Chicago, it's only obviously because the winter's not open now, but we're gonna be doing that sometime.
We'll definitely do it this summer for sure.
Yeah, and who knows? We'll do we got maybe not this year, but we got to do that trip to LA soon
One
and
day.
go sneak into a movie premiere.
That'd be dope.
Thank you everyone so much for listening, especially if you've been listening most of the time. Please share and subscribe and follow the TikTok and YouTube channel, and go ahead and follow Fernando too, because I think next giveaway might be win a date with Fernando, so we'll see how that goes. Thank you. Like I said, next week's episode is going to be a look at 2024. We're going to talk about all the new movies coming out, the new music, video games, and etc. and stuff like that. I think we even talk about McDonald's new chain, Cosmix. So we'll see how that goes.
Nice.
Thank you for everyone listening. Stay tuned next week where I'll be saving you seat.